So it is the 2nd of February and we are heading to our second Caribbean island. We're going to Martinique.
Way too slow, we'll get there at like midnight.
Yes, as Alfie says, at the moment we're not going very fast because the wind has dropped to 8 knots. So behind us over here is still the island of St Lucia.
I got my diving license.
Aha, Rose this morning got her PADI license, yeah, that's right.
And I'm going to go back to sleep.
2nd of February, heading for Martinique. That's Pigeon Island and Rodney Bay.
Bye bye St Lucia!
Bye bye St Lucia! Towing the dinghy.
29 knots to a sickle. It's easy enough.
Listening to Harry Potter.
That should be enough for a couple of terms. We'll keep the rest safe for you. Return.
It's over there. About 12 miles away. Cracking day for sailing. Got all the sails up, or nearly all of them, and we are shifting. With the wind coming between these Caribbean islands, as soon as we leave the wind shadow, we get fantastic winds for sailing on the reach. And this is what happens to our bed every time we go anywhere. We have to put everything in the V-berth cabin to stop it rolling off the shelves, which means that our bedroom becomes completely full of stuff. Which means that we need to make sure we clean it out to go to sleep. Well, there's no way it's going to come out on a GoPro, but over there is the anchorage and it's a forest of masts. As we get closer, I guess we'll see just how many boats there are, but it looks pretty busy. And it was pretty busy. There were boats everywhere and we had great trouble finding a spot to anchor. The next day we checked in and went off to meet some neighbours. Hello! Both above and below the water. During the first night we thought our anchor had dragged. It turned out it hadn't gone far, but it wasn't great.
I'm making pancakes. Banana pancakes.
Cool.
I'm very good flipping them.
Hey! Perfect.
Surprisingly not burnt. Banana pancakes are actually a really horrible mixture, don't use them, they're so lumpy.
Here we go. Okay, Rose, you're up.
Just waiting for them to...
Jump! 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 We're in the clouds now. Still a long way to go. There's amazing moss growing on this tree. It's all wet because the mist hits it nearly all day long. We're really in the jungle now, Alfie. Look at that.
So, guys, we're basically rock climbing at this point.
Oh boy. That's pretty steep. Where's the steps gone? We're on top of a volcano and there's still palm trees growing. Actually, it's a tree fern, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what the dinosaurs were snacked on.
This is review number 2 on top of the volcano. If you want to look out my beautiful window, you will see fog.
It's very foggy.
For about 20 miles or so. And here into the sitting area.
Strictly speaking, up there at the top. We're going back up now, and you may not appreciate from the picture, I don't know if it comes out, how steep these paths are, but if I turn the camera around and show you what's coming next, you'll get a pretty good idea, because this bit's so steep you have to go up ladders to climb out of the volcanic crater. I'm quite glad the volcano is extinct, or at least quiet. What do you think of Mount Pelée, Alfie?
Really foggy. Because if you saw a clip from earlier, you would see it was quite clear then. If you want to see over there, not really.
Can't even see the other side of the crater, can we?
Yeah.
Pretty cool though, climbing in the middle of these tree ferns.
Yeah. And it's very steep up there.
Yeah. You pointed up there, see there?
Yeah.
There it is. We've got to go up there in a minute.
And
then we've got to go
down.
Then we've got to do lots of down. Going down. We're just taking shelter from the rain. I don't know if you can see it behind me, or maybe over here behind Alfie. It's kind of blowing horizontally across the path. We're on our way back down, but this is the top of the ridge, and the clouds are just blowing across here. So we're hiding behind all this mossy bush. But we think this might not be the hardest part yet. See you planing. Today we're saying goodbye to the town of St Anne's in Martinique, and we're saying goodbye to Le Marine, where we were in the marina for a little bit. And we're heading up the coast of Martinique to a little bay called Anne's Arlet, yeah, where some other art boats might be, and it has some very good snorkelling apparently. So we're sailing downwind for the first time since we crossed the Atlantic, but we've just got our ordinary sail rig for it, and it's a little 2-hour sail, which should be quite pleasant, and then we'll fit the anchor in and have fun. Oh yeah, this is the day that 2 years ago my dad died, and it's through him dying we've been able to come on this expedition. So I'm thinking about him a bit today actually. I think he'd have enjoyed this. He'd have thought it was fantastic fun actually.
Probably wanted to do it in a wooden board rather than a fiberglass one.
He'd have varnished all the woodwork properly as well.
Yeah, we have seen some lovely wooden boards.
Navigating the gap between Diamond Rock, which is over there, and Martinique, which is over there. The problem is we've got wind pretty much dead behind us, so we're just hoping it's not going to shift too much and cause us to have to jibe at an inconvenient moment. How are you feeling, Rose?
I'm quite tired, but I'm happy because I learned how to finger crochet.
Hey! Which is something you've wanted to do for a long time.
It took us like 5 tries to learn. is our like 5th try and we've done it. And I've made a scarf and it's inside. It's red, it's woolly, it's hot.
You'll have to show us that later on.
We are passing the Froggy Rock. We have called it the Froggy Rock because when we were coming into that very marina over there.
Marina over there, sorry. Okay, that marina over
right
there.
over there.
All the way over there in Le Marine.
The
No, St
rock looks like a frog. And as you can see, you can kind of see its legs. And if you were looking from that angle that you're facing onto the front of it, it would look like a frog.
And what's it actually called?
I can't remember.
Diamond Rock. It doesn't look very diamond shaped, does it? No, not convinced about the
Frog,
diamond.
clearly. Like a diamond.
No. Pretty
It doesn't
craggy.
look like a frog from this angle.
We're trying to go the other side of this hill, and there's a nice, hopefully very sheltered anchorage where some friends are already hanging out, and we can have a good night's sleep and a bit of a party on the beach.
Party?
Well, I don't know.
What beach?
There's a beach.
Is it, what type of beach? Is it black or white?
Well, we'll know when we get there. The joy of exploration, you find out when you get there.
Oh.
So now this is the passage between Diamond Rock and land, which is called Passage de Fous, which I think means Passage of Fools in French, unless I've got my language wrong. And there does seem to be quite a lot of boats here. Some of them are power boats that seem to insist on coming very close to us, so maybe there are some fools around. Then again, maybe they're just tourists. Oh, these guys look particularly stupid. Hello!
No French.
Thanks for that. Really helpful.
Yeah, but guess what? No French. No, every time we talk on the radio, it's French.
Busy anchorage is always tough. Chances are everyone else has got the best spots, and you always wonder if you're going to be in a situation where your anchor is going to drag or just not have enough holding. It's always hazardous dropping the anchor because sometimes the chain gets jammed. That's why we use the broom. Alfie here is grabbing it. Most of the time we manage to find a good spot though.
Tell me what you're doing, Alf.
I'm putting in a clam trap and a backpack for
Aha!
Now, I wish I brought my mask. One reason.
Why didn't you bring it?
Because I forgot to.
Oh.
I should have, but so I can stick my head in and see my crab.
Yeah.
Martinique turned out to be a spectacular place both above and below water. It had dinghy docks attached to supermarkets, which was very handy, but really what sits in the memory is these fantastic shallow reefs next to anchorages where you could make long snorkel dives and see all kinds of fantastic corals and sponges and marine life. We spent an enormous amount of time just enjoying this stuff.